Hey guys, what's up? Um, Quick little video here. I'm going to go through the build I've been using with Nisha. Um, Primarily, I've been sticking to Jakobs weapons. I've been messing around here and there. I've tried out a couple different things, but it's just what I seem to be having the most fun with her for right now. I might try a laser build later on, but for right now, I think I'm going to stick with the Jakobs and put lasers on somebody else or whatever. But like I said, for the most part, this is probably what I'm sticking with. Basic loadout is the Dastardly Maggie, the Boss Hammer Buster 2, the Rustler Striker, and the Skull Masher I switch out here and there with either the Vibra Pulse, the Bada Boom, or the Moonface. Sometimes the two scoops. Feels like it depends. It's situational. Sometimes I switch the Maggie out for the Dastardly Iron or even Zarpedon Cyber Eagle. Sometimes if I'm feeling like just really goofing around and not like killing things like real fast and efficiently, I'll go with the Smasher, which it still works well and kills quickly, but not quite as well as the Iron or the Eagle or especially the Maggie. And then for shields, I use the Sham. Sometimes I switch between it and the Reogenitor, Longbow Stormfront for the grenade, Eddie for my Oz kit, and the Celestial Lawbringer class bod, because mainly for the cooldown rate. Sometimes I use the Pipe and Hot 6-shooter class mod, but that cooldown rate for Showdown helps a lot. And then skills. Over here, I use 1 point for Law if I'm using the Celestial class mod for the increased shield capacity and melee damage. I don't melee too much, but that extra 35 or 30% shield capacity is nice. Order. Every time you take 15% of your maximum health and damage, you gain a stack of order. Based on your number of order stacks, you have a chance to instantly heal, double the damage taken. Order stacks are quickly lost when outside of combat. I might take the point out of that because I don't use it too much, and I haven't noticed a significant difference, but I'm still kind of teetering with that 1 point, like where I'm going to put it. If I want to put it over in Bottled Courage or stick another point in Law, I'm not sure yet. Or even maybe Short Fused. I'm not 100% sure yet. But down the Fan the Hammer tree, which doesn't seem to be as popular as the Riflewoman and Law and Order trees, but this was the first tree I went down mainly for one for each of you. But we'll get to that in a minute. We start with the Ruthless. Kills made during Showdown extend its duration. That's just obvious. If you're killing a lot, then keeps that Showdown going. Bottled Courage. Showdown restores 60% of your shields. Shield recharge rate 42%. Shield recharge delay 42%. The delay, mainly I put a point there when I'm using that class mod for the shield recharge rate and the shield recharge delay decrease for when I'm out of Showdown to kind of help with survivability. Magnificent 6, the last 6 bullets in a non-elemental weapon clip deals extra gun damage. If you're using all Jakobs with her or any non-elemental weapons, that's kind of a no-brainer there for that extra 30% damage for the last 6 bullets, which kind of goes hand in hand with Fistful of Bullets, but we'll get to that in a second too. Faster than you, killing an enemy greatly improves your reload speed, weapon swap speed, and fire rate for a short duration. Mainly it's just boosting your DPS, you're firing more. You're not spending as much time reloading. Jakobs weapons reload fairly slowly compared to other guns in the game. And the weapon swap speed, in case I want to bounce between the Striker and the Maggie or whatever, or if I get downed, I can switch to a stronger weapon to get back up. High Noon, you gain bonus gun damage the longer you're in Showdown. That's kind of works in tandem with Ruthless. If there's a lot of enemies around and you're killing them pretty quickly and extending that Showdown duration, then you're getting that bonus gun damage. And one for each of you. This is another one I kind of bounce between. Sometimes I use it, sometimes I take the point out. It all depends on how I'm feeling. Sometimes I get a little annoyed with that weird invisible hand reload thing that goes on when you switch to a non-pistol weapon. But for the most part, I do use it. Not so much because it looks cool, just because firing more. It's kind of aesthetic too. Kind of badass having those 2 Maggies. Plus you don't have to find 2, which is kind of nice. Bonafide Grit is where we start in the Riflewoman tree. Killing enemy grants critical hit damage and health regeneration for short duration. Again, if you're killing things, then you're getting that extra health regen for survivability and critical hit damage for DPS, which works in tandem with Tombstone. But because with Tombstone, after killing an enemy, all hits have a chance to count as critical hits for a short time. Now, at 5 points, it says it's only 30%, but I feel like it seems like it's more than that, because I feel like I see the purple critical pop up more often than what should be 30%. I don't know if it's just because of the guns I'm using. Like I said, with the Maggie and the Striker, obviously they're multi-pellet weapons, but it seems like it procs more often than not. Quick shot. After reloading for a short duration, you gain increased gun damage and fire rate and shooting from the hip. Works well with the one for each of you, and also I mainly kind of put it there because when you're in fight for your life, you're shooting from the hip, you can't aim down the sights. But if you're using a shotgun or anything like that, that extra gun damage and that fire rate really helps out. But usually I'm aiming down the sights, so this is kind of doesn't help me as much as it probably could if I would just get away from aiming down. But that's just something, it's like a habit I got to break. Then Fistful of Bullets increases your magazine size with all gun types by 3. This is really handy for Jakobs weapons because they don't have they're not notorious for having large magazines. Plus you get that extra bonus with Magnificent 6, especially if you're using the shotguns, like if you're using a Doc Squad or Jakobs Squad in general. I don't think, maybe that one does. I don't know, I'll have to look. But some Jakobs shotguns don't hold 6 rounds. So that kind of helps you there. Then Impatience. Killing an enemy grants you a stack of Impatience, increasing your reload speed by 20% for each stack. All stacks are lost after reloading. Stacks up to 21 times. Again, reload speed. Less time reloading, more time slinging lead. Crack Shot. First shot fired from a fully loaded magazine causes bonus damage. If you kill an enemy with this shot, they explode, dealing damage to all nearby enemies. That's just packs a wallop. And with that other class mod, I think it gives me like 110% gun damage for that first shot. So that's really handy. Again, it helps you out just with your DPS. Plus, if you get downed and you reload, then you got that extra gun damage for that first shot to get up quicker. And the Unforgiven. During Showdown, all shots that hit enemies ricochet towards other nearby enemies, dealing 10% weapon damage per hit. Also, Showdown ending triggers an explosion on all enemies who have been shot by you. I don't know what the damage multiplier is for this with the explosion, but when you get downed, it instantly ends Showdown and it triggers the explosion. So if you get downed and you have an enemy that's low in health and it triggers that explosion, you're going to get right back up. So it's handy for that. Plus, it seems like it does a decent amount of damage to the enemies. So it's kind of, and it looks cool. That's kind of the main reason I got the point there. But basically all these skills, like, I'm not a big math guy, I'll be honest with you. But these are just like what I messed around with and what feels good to me. I'm still tuned a little bit. I haven't gone the whole way down the Law and Order tree. I might try that, but this is basically what's been working for me. And this is essentially the same build I used in my raid boss video, so that's what I've been sticking with. Right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to run through the robot facility. We'll go through the first 2 areas and then hit Felicity, and that'll be the end of this little video here. All right, so I'm going to mute my mic now. All right, I switched to the Vibra Pulse for the Felicity thing there because of her tendency to pop that shield and reflect bullets back at me. But it didn't. It was a little sloppy, but it didn't go as bad as it could have. Because I get a little trigger happy, and I've taken a face full of lead and got down before. But I mean, for the most part, if you're going to attack Felicity with anything other than a laser, you're going to run the risk, or melee, you're going to run that risk of having your shots come back at you. But in the first area, it was a little sloppy, but the general gist of it comes across, I think, and I will be doing some more mobbing with this build and setup and stuff like that. But this is just like a little taste of it. So we'll see how it goes. I might switch out a couple things, maybe bust away from Jakobs, because I really like the long nail, so I might experiment with it some more, and Gwen's other head. But until then, that's the basic build I've been running, basic gear loadout I've been using, and all that fun stuff. So I'll probably do a quick one on my Athena, which maybe, I don't know, everybody's basically using the same basic build for Athena, which is put points wherever the fuck you want as long as you got a shooting star. But I've been using the Avalanche a little bit more instead of the shooting star, just so it's not as disgustingly overpowered. But we'll see. But you know, like always, guys, I want to thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. All right, have a good one, guys.